Picture this. You're a successful business owner, sitting at your desk late at night. You have three different PDFs open on your screen from three different financial advisors. Each one is filled with charts, projections, and complex strategies. You know a decision needs to be made about your retirement, your investments, or your estate plan. And you know the consequences are significant. You feel stuck in the middle of a frustrating choice. Do you just pick one of these experts and hope their advice is right for your unique situation? Or do you spend countless more hours trying to become an expert yourself, risking costly mistakes along the way? If this sounds familiar, you're experiencing a pattern we see all the time among intelligent, capable people. And the solution isn't what most people think. I'm going to take you inside what I call the Clarity Diagnostic, a systematic approach to understanding why you're stuck so you can finally move forward with confidence. You'll discover how to distinguish between two critical types of uncertainty, why more information is often not the answer, and how to create a personalized path to clear, confident financial decisions. I'm Alex from SafeSimpleSound Financial Planning, and over the past several years, we've tracked this specific pattern of paralysis among some of the most successful people we've met. What we've learned is that confident decision makers don't choose between expert guidance and personal understanding. They insist on getting a specific type of clarity first. We'll explore three key areas today. First, the foundational false choice that keeps most people spinning their wheels. Second, we'll do a deep dive into how the Clarity Diagnostic process actually works. And finally, we'll look at the psychological shift that occurs when you adopt this approach, transforming your entire relationship with financial planning. Let's start with that impossible choice I mentioned. Most people believe they have only two options when facing a complex financial decision. Option one is to delegate. You find an expert, hand over the problem, and trust their recommendations. The fear here is that the advice might be generic, or that it might not truly fit your family's values or specific circumstances. You risk losing control and understanding. Option two is the do-it-yourself route. You decide to figure it all out on your own, spending nights and weekends researching, reading books, and second-guessing every move you make. Here, the fear is missing a sophisticated strategy or making a catastrophic mistake that you won't discover for years. This is the false choice that paralyzes so many capable decision makers. The constitutional difference, the both-and solution, is to reject that choice entirely. The most successful people we've worked with don't choose between guidance and understanding. They insist on clarity first. They realize that before they can evaluate any strategy or implement any plan, they first need to diagnose the nature of their uncertainty. And this matters because if you don't know what problem you're solving, you'll keep applying the wrong solution. Many people who stay stuck make the same mistake. They treat all financial uncertainty as one big problem and try to solve it with more information. They get more opinions, read more articles, and build more spreadsheets, but they never actually make a decision. They're spinning their wheels because they're trying to solve the wrong problem. The first step isn't to find the right answer, it's to ask the right question. And that question is, what specific type of clarity do I actually need right now? So what does this look like in practice? How do you move from asking that question to getting real clarity? It begins with a pattern recognition. Successful decision makers develop the ability to distinguish between two completely different types of financial uncertainty: confusion and hesitation. Let me give you a hypothetical scenario. Imagine a client. We'll call her Sarah. Sarah is a tech executive who just received a significant amount of company stock. She's been researching her options for 6 months. The traditional approach would be to present her with more options, sell it all, diversify over time, use a complex trust strategy. This is just more information. The Clarity Diagnostic approach is different. Instead of providing solutions, we'd start with diagnostic questions. I might ask, Sarah, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you feel you understand the mechanics of each of your stock options? If she says a 9 or 10, then her problem isn't a lack of information. She's not confused. My next question might be, it sounds like you know what to do. What is the feeling that comes up when you think about actually executing that decision? She might pause and say, I'm afraid of selling too early and leaving money on the table, like my colleague did. Aha, that's not confusion. That's hesitation. It's an emotional barrier, not an informational one. No amount of financial modeling can solve a fear of regret. She doesn't need more education. She needs validation and a framework to make a decision she can feel confident about, regardless of the outcome. This process is built on three key elements that most financial decision-making misses. First is confusion versus hesitation recognition. We just saw this with Sarah. We have to diagnose whether someone needs education and simplification because they are confused, or if they need validation and implementation support because they are hesitating. Second is getting to the root cause. Traditional advice often focuses on surface solutions, products, and strategies, without ever addressing the underlying uncertainty that's preventing action. The diagnostic approach first seeks to understand what's actually stopping progress before providing any solutions. Third is creating a personalized clarity path. Instead of a one-size-fits-all process, the path forward is tailored to the specific type of uncertainty you're facing. We provide education for those who are confused and validation for those who are hesitating. When you experience this, the transformation is immediate. The uncertainty that felt so overwhelming and complex starts to feel manageable. You finally have a name for what you're feeling and a clear path to resolve it. What we find most fascinating is that when people start using this diagnostic approach, their entire relationship with financial planning changes. The internal monologue shifts. It's no longer, I need to find someone to tell me what to do, versus I need to become a financial expert myself. It becomes, I understand what type of clarity I need and how to get it. That subtle shift is a psychological game changer. It's the first step in creating what I call a financial sanctuary, a space where you feel completely safe to explore your real questions without judgment. So let me ask you to apply this to your own life. Think about a financial decision you feel stuck on right now. First, ask yourself, is it because you genuinely don't understand your options? Or is it because you have a good idea of what to do, but something is holding you back from acting? That's the first diagnostic test. Next, consider, to move forward confidently, do you truly need more information, or do you need more confidence in the decision itself? And finally, what specific type of help would actually move you from uncertainty to confident action? Is it a technical explanation, or is it a sounding board to validate your thinking? The bigger picture here is that effective financial planning doesn't require endless research or blind trust. It requires identifying and addressing the specific type of uncertainty you're experiencing. This is more than just a financial tool. It's a systematic way to navigate any complex choice where expertise and personal understanding both matter. This approach is about building your capability as a confident financial steward. It enhances your decision-making wisdom rather than asking you to replace it with someone else's. If you're ready to explore what this kind of systematic clarity could look like for your own financial decisions, the first step is to experience the Clarity Diagnostic firsthand. I invite you to book a complimentary clarity call. In our very first conversation, we will focus on just one thing: understanding whether you are facing confusion or hesitation and what that means for your path forward. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the Clarity Diagnostic. True financial confidence doesn't come from having all the answers, but from knowing how to find the clarity you need to make the next right decision.